they put their foot on our necks, but we let them, so what you expect? When the last time you picked up a book? When the last time you wrote your own check? Yeah, we all up on IG and Netflix, and the devil, he got you on chill. He's scrolling and trolling your life, you can't see he destroying, cause he got you still. It's your vision that he wanna steal, and your mission that he wanna kill. No condemning, I'm keeping it real. It's conviction I want you to feel. And I'm praying today that we wake up, and the mess that we made we can make up. It's because of a skin that they hate us, don't know what it's gonna take to shake us. Listen. And I'm not pacing, I'm just patient. They thought that I was moving slow, they didn't know I was waiting. Yeah, it's my season, it's my reason. I talk with God every day, I'm not into people pleasing. And forever I'm for God, and I just want you to know without him, life is hard. So get your heart right, get your house in order.
Hi, I'm Charcy Curtis. Some of you may know me as Sister Diva out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. This is the IM4GOD Movement podcast, where we allow everyday people to tell their testimony. Today I have a special guest with me, Santina. Well, I said Santina. Santina, right? Sina. Look, I ain't good with names, y'all, but anyways, I'm going to allow her to introduce herself and how to get in contact with her and tell y'all everything she got going on. So can you let the people know who you are, what you got going on, and how to contact with you?
Hello, everyone. My name is Thomasina. Everyone calls me Sina. Sina Bradley. You can find me on Facebook as well as Instagram. I am under my daughter because she is the brand at The Real Taylor B, or our business, which is Tailor Made by Tay LLC. And you can type that in anything, Google, Instagram, and Facebook. It'll all come up and you'll be able to find our contact information.
Okay. Before we get into questions, tell me a little bit about the brand is named after your daughter, right?
Yes, the brand was named and created actually at the time she was around 4 years old at the start of COVID. My daughter, it was all her idea. Okay. She models, she designs, so she actually imagined the brand, and just being the mother, she's my only one, I just kind of invested in her ideas, which was crazy at the time because, like I said, she was 4 or 5 years old. Okay. But I did that, and now we have Tailor Made by Tay that offers mentorship. We do workshop, we produce shows here in Fayetteville, North Carolina at the Crown Coliseum. She designs all across the United States, and now she's going to be an international designer. So the business definitely helps inspire youth to find the joy in the fashion industry, and also just encourage females, just that self-esteem and sistership.
Okay, well, I'm going to have you back along with her. If I'd have knew that, I would have had her on here too. But anyways, let's get into these questions. Okay. Yeah, that's really good. I mean, that's amazing. But I will have you back, and I will have her with you so that we can get more information about that and let her explain.
It's funny because when I said I was doing it, she said, well, they don't want me. I said, it's my turn, Tay. They want my side.
Right, we're going to get mama first, but we're going to get you. You coming next. But let's get in these questions. How was it like for you growing up as a child?
I think growing up as a child was very normal. I came from a military family. However, luckily, I don't know what my dad did, but he secured us here for a long time. He did orders, but we got to stay here. I moved around a little in my early childhood, but I was lucky to stay here. So I attended E. Miller, went to Ann Chestnut, then graduated from 71st. So I had a very, pretty regular lifestyle. Only difference was I had a big brother. He passed my first year of college, but he was a dominant part of my childhood because he was so great in football. He went on to do Shrine. He played UVA. But, as a girl, having a big brother, wasn't much I could do. So it was very sheltered because nobody was going to get caught with Kevin Bradley's sister. Right. But I enjoyed my childhood, which was one reason why I decided to return here.
Okay, I'm sorry about your loss. Thank you. When did you decide that you want to be a teacher?
Probably when I returned. I left Fayetteville because I went to college and, life was different. But when I had my daughter, I decided to come here. And at the time, I needed a job. And my principal, Myron Williams, he was the principal there. Okay. So it was just kind of an easy thing. I actually went in as a discipline and testing coordinator. Okay. So I didn't decide to actually teach until COVID hit. I got tired of being a teacher that show up to get all the bad kids. And I was like, well, let me try teaching and do a different kind of turn with the youth. Okay, we need more of you out here. These bad kids, we ain't gonna get into that. But how important is relationships to you? I think I feed off relationships. I'm the type of person that it really matters to me, the relationship I build, a longer relationship, because you never know what can take you somewhere. Anything could lead to another opportunity or just a new connection. So relationships are like key to a lot of things with me. I agree. Bad, good, all type.
You know where to place them. Yeah, I get it. If the word I could be a person or the word we could be a person, which one you say you would be?
If it was a person,
which one would fit you? Would you be an I or a we?
I would definitely be a we.
Okay.
And sometimes I'm we to a fault. Sometimes being a we person could, hurt you because you always want everybody to win.
Right.
And I always want, it to be a team thing. But sometimes you don't always get that. Right. But naturally, I would always pick we over I.
Okay. I agree. Have you ever been in a dark place? And if so, how did you bring yourself out of it?
I've been woo-wee.
Give us one of the testimonies.
Be many highs, many lows,
Listen.
Recently, there's sometimes you find yourself just feeling like it's obstacle after obstacle. And what I've realized is, like, right now, I'm excited for all the chaos I've went through these last few weeks, because what I've learned is, after going through a lot, like, all of a sudden a blessing dropped. Right. So, like, in pain, my mom always say tomorrow is a different day. She'd be like, go to bed and tomorrow is a different day. I used to think that was kind of cliche, but tomorrow don't have to be the actual next day. Right. It's the day that you get up. So like coming through pain, it's kind of like after taking so many hits, after you start seeing a repetition, like, you get up in the morning, you stump your toe, and you might drop your coffee. After you start seeing something, you might be sitting waiting for a new job promotion to come. So I start realizing when stuff start happening back to back, it's putting me in a position to be able to receive something else that's coming. I agree. So it's like now, you can't celebrate in the beginning because you're like, dang, why this happened? Or, what am I doing? But once I start seeing the pattern, I'm like, okay, I'm going to get through it because something's coming.
Right. So how did you pull yourself out of the dark place?
Knowing really that something is coming and I can't stay here. Okay. Like, because staying there isn't going to help. Right. Like, if I continue to dwell on whatever it is, isn't going to help. So, you might have your day down, but I think really just knowing that if something is going on, it's putting you in a place mentally to prepare you for something else. So it's like pulling myself out, because it's like, I got to get to the other side, because if I just stay here, then I'm going to just be here. Right.
So you basically refocus on something else, not focus on the problem.
I know something's coming. I got to be going through this for something.
Right. What keeps you grounded?
Nowadays, my answer always refers back to my daughter. Okay. I'm her main influence, where she's always around me. That's my sidekick. So her looking, she want to be like me. She has a lot of aspirations because of what she's seen me do. So now I'm grounded because I know she's watching.
Right. I agree on that. It's funny because my daughter had the nerve to tell me, say, well, you do it. And I'm like, you know what? Let me check myself.
My daughter checked me on my room the other day. She said, you be telling me clean my room, but your room. And I was like, see, you got to make sure that you always are right, because they're watching. Yeah. So I was like, she keeps me grounded. She keeps me focused on making sure that I be, top notch in her eyes. Now, when she go away, but she really keeps me level headed, because I want her to know. I don't want it to be a sense that my mom just says stuff. Right. I want her to know that she's seen it before.
Right. I agree. What is something you asked God for and you wish you could have been a little bit more specific about it?
Where does this list start? Learning how to pray is very important. Right. I could say a man, because as a woman, you want those things. Right. So maybe I should have really specified the type of man I wanted, or just maybe lining up my particular goals. Right. A lot of times you miss what you actually need to say in a prayer, just trying to shoot a prayer out. Just, Lord, give it to me. So I think that list we can be here all day for me.
I agree. How did you turn your pain into power?
That's a good one. How did I do that?
Think about one of them painful situations and you just flipped it.
It's a Janet Jackson. I don't know if it was one of Why Did I Get Married? But she had a scene where she was like, okay, where she had took just too much. I think because I've seen that, I kind of have that moment where it's just like, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like with pain, I be like, especially if somebody calls pain, like someone do something to me, it's just like a me thing. And now it's like, because you did it, I can't let you have power over me. Right. So it's just that charge in the fact that you brought me to that moment. Physical pain, you know, you just push through it. Right. But I think more so when you say pain, to me, I relate that question as someone has did something or a situation that has caused pain. And I think I just take it as like a insult because of who I think I am. Like, you know, you have your self-realm of who you are. So I'm like, to me, you know, so that juvenates me, not in a vengeful way, but in a powerful, like, you're not gonna see me fall like that kind of way.
You got me thinking about the movie now. Like, Jenna, was it the one where her husband had got?
I think
she found out.
Cover.
Yeah,
it's cover.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, because I was like, I know it's her because I could picture her, and she sat on that bed, and she was like, okay.
Was it Cover? I think it was the one where Janet. I think when she found out her husband had AIDS.
Yeah, that's Cover.
That's Cover. Okay, yeah. okay. I'm just looking at everything like, what was she talking about? Okay, yeah, I remember that part. Okay. What would you like people to know about you that they don't know?
I'm not really an open book. Like, even doing the podcast is big for me because, like, I don't do like live too much. So I think this in general is what I want people to know, because people, you know, I'm one of those behind the scene people. Like, I could do stuff and you don't even have to know I did it, you know. But if you do tell somebody and you have to say my name, I'll make sure it's the bomb because that was my name. So I want people to start seeing actually who she is, because coming out under my daughter with the brand and stuff, you know, everybody know me as Tay Mom, you know, so it's like, wait a minute, I've seen it, you know. So just the person or the woman that's behind, you know, this, because I can't say what I want them to know because this is a still developing, you know, personality, but just the humbleness, not just always the business side.
Right. I agree with you on that, because it's funny you said, because I was that person. But God has a way of bringing you out from the back, and I still am that person. But yeah, like I'm a person. I'd rather be behind the curtain and pushing whoever out. Like, you go be big chili, whatever. I don't care nothing about this mic. I don't care about no thing. I just don't. I mean, it's more about what we're doing and the meaning to get the word out. And if that's what it's about, then if I gotta go show my face, you know, that's what I do. Even with the brand, I said, I don't even care if you don't even know my name. I don't even care if you know who I am. Just knowing who you for, and that's where for God coming at. But anyways, getting back into the questions. What is something that if you could change about yourself, what would it be and why? If you change one thing, what would it be and why?
Change about moi? No, I'm just playing.
I mean, if you don't want to change, that's fine. No. Is your answer your answer?
I think self-doubt, maybe. Okay. I think because, like, that goes back to being okay with being in the back burner and things like that. It's funny that I birthed the person who made me have to come out because she was so young. So I think if it wasn't for her being young and me having to do it, you know, I probably wouldn't have did it. I would have been okay, because I self-doubt sometimes. And I know I'm the bomb, but it's like, you know, sometimes because of critics and just different things, you don't want to put it out there, because once you put it out there, you give somebody a way to attack it. So if I could change, you know, that self-doubt or that worrying of what people think or care or whatever, because I lived in a very, like, my grandma was a hierarchy. So, you know, you didn't wear jeans to church, you know, it was a very tight-knit family. So I grew up always caring what somebody thought, you know, or how it affect the family name or whatever. So that self-doubt, I think, was embedded for me as a child. And I love with my child, it's not. So I think that I would change, you know, that generational of having to doubt because you're worried about what everybody thinks.
I like to say, if it make you happy, don't worry about nobody else.
That's the new lifestyle.
I tell you, you got 60 seconds or whatever, and then snap it right back. Don't even. It don't even matter what they think. It's just an opinion. What would you say is different about the old you versus the new you today?
I think the old me, again, was living in what I thought was wanted, maybe, or what I thought was, you know, supposed to be how you was living. the new me now understands that, you know, it's my life, you know, I'm going to go by myself. So it's just the enjoyment of living your life to the fullest, because you don't know, you know, when it's your time. So I think the new me is more carefree and more adaptable and more just free, I think, than the old me was.
Okay. Growth. Okay. What was the moment like when you realized God was real without a shadow of a doubt? Give me a testimony.
I think for me, probably the moment that I realized that he really had to exist, it had to be him, was when I got in a car accident in my freshman year. Like I said, my brother, the freshman year was a mess for me, and I think that's when, you know, it really came that he was there. But I got in a car accident, and it's no way we survived that car accident. Like, walked out without a scratch, like did a pat down, like I'm still here, you know, kind of thing, without a scratch. And when if you see the car ever, is no way. And I think that moment, being in the car, I had wrecked with 3 other girls I was driving. I had a Mustang at that time, a convertible Mustang. I was bad, girl. I had got it myself, you know, so I had, you know, just living life, doing a little too much.
Right, I get it.
Had took my butt way to Atlanta, and it just so happened we wrecked, and we spent from the 5th lane, because, you know, they have all those lanes, all the way to the emergency lane. And I seen my options was a bridge where I could have flipped the bridge and went under the overpass, or in Atlanta they got like the brick walls that look like stairs. Those was my 2 options. And when I straightened up, I picked the wall, because I figured, well, if we hit the bridge, we definitely, y'all gonna hear an article. So when I hit the wall, right before we hit the wall, the car like magically spent, and we were able to flip the wall instead of run right into the wall. And when we stopped, I'm telling you, it was like smoke engulfed the car. Nothing caught on fire. We was able to climb out. I even was so in shock, I tried to start the car. But it was like, you know, people say they could see it. It was like you could see the hands was on the car. And it's like, to this day, there's no way. And that was the moment I know. And I think that's when I started like really taking it serious. Like, he has a plan, because there's no way we could have got out that car.
I totally understand. It's funny you said that, because I was in a car accident as well. And I remember at that moment, you know, I could see for what happened, like you said, that you got the options. And I was talking about, like, look, I know this ain't it for me. Like, you got to figure, you know, and then, like you said, to wake up and had nothing's wrong with you afterwards. But like I said, the point is, you got to remember, I was talking to God at that moment, you know what I'm saying? And to, like you said, to be as one, nothing wrong, but to look at the vehicle, you like, it's no way. Only he can do that. But, you know, he said protect his kids, so, you know, about that. But what's more important to you, loyalty or respect?
I have to go with loyalty.
Okay.
Because I think if you loyal, you will respect me, because I think it'll intertwine. But I have to go to loyalty. Like, I'm loyal to a fault. Like, I think that loyalty, if you loyal to a person, like, you respect me, that's like liking me to me. You know, like, respect's nice, but loyalty will go way farther. Oh, yeah. I need somebody that I know that'll stand with me, you know, that I don't have to question. You know, a respect person, I can respect you and do you wrong all day.
Right. If someone was to say to you, I'll give you $1 million if you change your belief, what would you say?
Well, for me, I've never really been a materialistic person. Okay. So I don't really think that'll faze me. Okay. Because with belief, I've learned in nothing, I've gained everything. Okay. You know, with belief, I know that it's true that he will supply. Like, you know, when you really believe and you've been in situations, like, so I don't think an offer could really sway me. You know, they could give me a little to think about it, but I was just like, but I really, you know, I've never been materialistic really. So, but in that concept, you know, you have to really believe and know that the money, I could spend that, but that true belief, like, it always supplies.
Oh, yeah, definitely. What comes to your mind when you hear a person say that you cannot love God and money? What comes to your mind?
I think that maybe they don't really know the word.
Okay.
Because, you know, God never intended for us to be poor. He never intended us not to have, you know. Even when they describe the land of the richest, it's the land of the richest. You know, it's not the ordinary land. They talk about streets being paved with gold. So, you know, we got asphalt out there. So, you know, the better things are in store for us. So I don't think that having money is in correlation to your relationship or love for God. I think that people oftentimes miscorrelate the two, because people with money oftentimes, you know, as people say, misuse it or might do, you know, other things. But I don't think I would tell somebody, you know, that education, like, you know, maybe you don't know what's really in store for us.
Right. But see, the thing is, when I say that question, it's a tricky question. It's the key is love. Do you love money or love God? Like, if you had to pick one or two, which one would you go with?
Oh, well, see, it's always God, because
the love of money gets the road of evil. But you gotta understand, you got people that really, like, that's the way the question I say something about, you know, if I give you $1 million, would you pay? Because you got some people that be like, yeah, I change my belief, you know. Okay, well, go ahead, because if God, like you said, if God wants you to have it, you're gonna have it, and God don't intend for you. But once again, if you connect to Him, everything else will follow. That's you know, hearing gone next day. But God and that peace of mind He gives you, it's priceless. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, that was you know, it's just a question I threw out there, because like I say, ain't no answer to right, wrong, or whatever. But what comes to your mind when you see the brand I'm for God? Like, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Well, when I seen it, matter of fact, I loved it.
Thank you.
The first thing that shot out to me is like, it's almost like, you know, I'm for, like, if I'm for Him, who could be against me type thing. That's kind of what really popped out for me. Like, being for God in itself as a concept, especially being, you know, young, because I still see myself young, you know, in the middle here, but, you know, still being young. But it's always a negative, you know, connection to somebody saying I'm for God. Like, you have to be quiet about being for God. But when I hear I'm for God, it's like a proud statement. Like, you know, I stand for God. You know, He leads my path. He orders my steps. I go to Him first. So I'm for Him. So that's kind of what stuck out to me when I heard I'm for God.
Okay. Leave the people with something positive.
Something positive from me would be that every situation leads to a blessing or a testimony, depending on how you decide to turn it. So never get stuck in anything you're going through. Find solace in that you can get through it. Every time that you wake up and take a breath is an opportunity for you to put your feet forward and make the best of any situation you are in. So in the positivity of learning lessons in life, if I can do it, you can do it too. Everyone has a story. You have a time on this earth to make your story great. What are you going to leave behind?
Right. I agree. Thank you so much. And I will have you back soon with your daughter. So y'all can look forward for that. Like I said, I love y'all. God loves you more. You just never know who I'm going to have on here. But very soon I will have her back with her daughter. Until next time, love y'all.